Hi there students! Welcome back to another video lesson. So, ito na yung last part ng ating discussion regarding arithmetic sequence. So, kung matatandaan nyo, meron akong tatlong video na nauna pa, which are, the first one, illustrating an arithmetic sequence. The second one, determining arithmetic means. And then, the last one, the third part, determining the nth term of an arithmetic sequence. After we've discussed those three, of course, our last lesson will be determining the sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic sequence. So for our lesson objectives, we have the first one, determine the sum of an arithmetic sequence if the first and last terms are given. And then of course, determine the sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic sequence. So may pinagkaiba kasi yan. So yung una nating objective, given yung first term and last term. So second objective naman natin, hindi given. Given lang doon is yung first term. Yung last term, wala siya. So let's have a short activity. Find the sum of the following set of numbers. So when we are referring to sum, we're talking about addition. So yung operation natin dito is only addition. So let's have number 1. So, i-add natin yung 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The first 9 counting numbers. So, kung ang estudyante, ipapa-add mo sa kanya to, ang gagawin niya lang, 1 plus 2, and then, yung nakuha niyang sum doon, i-add sa 3, and then add sa 4, hanggang makuha niya doon sa 9. So, ang pinaka-technique ko dito, since kung makikita nyo, ang bilang ng numbers na nakasulat ay 9. So, add yun. So, ang pinakamadaling paraan, since consecutive naman sila, sunod-sunod naman sila, is kunin natin yung pinaka-gitna, which is 5. So, and then yung 5 na to, i-multiply natin sa bilang ng mga numbers na nakasulat, which is 9. So, that is 5 times 9, 45. So, kung di kayo naniniwala na 45 ang sagot, so, i-check nyo na lang sa sarili nyo yung pag-check ng manual, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 hanggang 9. So, lilitaw dyan na sagot, I swear, is 45. Next, 1 plus 2 plus 3 hanggang 10. Okay, so kanina, 9 yung numbers, ngayon naman 10. So, kung i-apply natin yung pinakagitna dito, anong mangyayari? Okay, wala tayong makukuha ang pinakagitna talaga. Pero yung dalawang numbers na pinakagitna, meron 5 and 6. Pero yung ano ko sa inyo, yung technique na ituturo ko sa inyo, of course, ang gawin nyo lang, pagparisin nyo yung mga numbers. Like for example, yung 1, yung pinakauna, ipapares natin sa pinakahuli. Yung pangalawa, ipapares natin sa pangsyam. And then, ang mangyayari ganito. So, lagyan natin ng guhit. 1 tsaka 10. I-add natin yung 1 tsaka 10. Ang lilitaw ay 11. Now, ang tanong ko sa inyo, ilang pares meron from 1 to 10? So, di ba pinagpares-pares natin yung mga numbers? 1 and 10, 2 and 9, and so on. So, ilang pares meron doon? That is 5. So, ang gagawin lang natin, yung nakuha nating sum dun sa pares ng kada number na 11, i-multiply lang natin sa 5. So, that is 11 times 5, 55. Okay? So, kung mapapansin nyo, 1 plus 10, 11. 2 plus 9, 11. So, lahat niyan, pag pinagpares-pares mo, 11. So, ilang pares ng 11 yon? 5. So, 55 ang sagot. So, di ba? Hindi mo na kailangan pang mag-add ng 1 plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5. So, yung pinakamadaling paraan doon is yung i-pair natin sila. Next. What about pag 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35? So, yan. By 5 yung ano natin, skip counting by 5 tayo. So, kung mapapansin nyo, skip counting by 5 tayo, and then, yung bilang ng set of numbers na nakasulat ay 7. Okay, so, pwede natin i-apply yung una nating technique kanina, which is, kukunin natin yung pinakagitna, and then, i-multiply natin kung ilan yung numbers na nakalista. So, 20 times 7, that is 140. Again, kung hindi kayo naniniwala, i-add nyo na lang sa sarili nyo. Lilitaw yung 140 na sum. Kung hindi, comment down below. So, find the sum of the following set of numbers. Number 4, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19. As you can see, nakalista dyan yung mga first 10 odd numbers. So, paano natin yun ika-calculate? So, ang pinaka-technique natin dyan na lagi kong tinuturo sa aking mga contestants sa MTAP, so is yung formula na n squared. Sir, ano po ba yung n squared? Ano yung n po doon? So, n is, ito yung bilang ng numbers na nakalista. Okay. So, ang bilang ng numbers na nakalista ay 10. So, i-square lang natin yun. Ibig sabihin ng square, i-multiply natin yung 10 sa sarili niya. Or, i-raise natin yung 10 sa 2. So, 10 times 10 or 10 squared, that is 100. Again, if we add 1 up to 19, ang sagot natin is 100. So, you can check it kung 100 nga talaga. Again, kung hindi kayo naniniwala, i-check nyo na lang sa inyong sarili. So, nagwo-work yung ano na yan, yung technique na yan sa mga odd numbers lang, yung n squared. Iba na kapag even numbers. Yung lalo na yung susunod nating example. Okay, so yung ating susunod na example nga is set of ano naman, even numbers naman. Yung first 10 even numbers natin. 2, 4, 6, 8 up to 20. Sir, paano po ba yung formula dyan? Kung kanina n squared, dito po, ang gagawin lang natin, ang formula niya is n squared plus n. So, nagbago po ba yung n? Hindi. N dito is, ano pa rin, yung bilang ng numbers na nakalista, which is 10. So, ang mangyayari lang, 10 squared ulit, mag-add ka nga lang ng 10 pa. So, yung nakuha natin na 10 squared, 100, mag-add ka ng 10. Ang sagot dito is 110. Okay. So, again, pag pinag-add natin yung, ano na yan, yung 2 hanggang 20 na yon, ang sagot dito is 110. Pwede rin natin i-apply yung technique na 2, saka 20. Yung pagpaparisin sila. Pwede rin naman. So, try natin. 2 plus 20. That is 22, di ba? So, ilang pares meron dyan? 5. 22 times 5. Ang sagot, 110. Kamukha lang din nung sagot natin using the formula. Next, arithmetic series. What do we mean by arithmetic series? The sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic sequence is called arithmetic series. So, pag sum na yung pinag-uusapan natin sa arithmetic sequence, arithmetic series na ang tawag dun sa term na yon. Let's have the first formula. Sum of the arithmetic sequence if the first and last terms are given. Again, ang first term and last term natin dito ay given. So, the formula will be S sub n is equal to n over 2 times the quantity of a sub 1 plus a sub n. Okay. So, when we say S sub n, we are referring to the sum of the terms of the sequence S, sum. And then n is the number of terms. A sub 1 is the first term of the sequence, hindi pa naman nagbago. And then a sub n is the last term of the sequence or the nth term of the sequence. So example number 1, find the sum of 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to 100. Okay, so if we apply the formula, S sub n is equal to n over 2 times the quantity a sub 1 plus a sub n. Okay. So, kung titignan nyo, yung mga numbers, consecutive naman sila. Okay. So, kumbaga, hina-add natin yung first 100 counting numbers. That is, n, what is n? 100. Kasi, 100 yung numbers. Divided by 2 times, what is the first term? Of course, 1. And then the last term, 100. 100 divided by 2, that is 50. Times 1 plus 100, that is 101. Now, S sub 100 is equal to the product of 50 and 101, that is 5,050. So, the sum of the first 100 numbers is 5,050. So, meron tayong alternative method para masagot yung problem natin na yan. So, ang gagawin natin is yung by pairing na diniscuss ko kanina dun sa first activity. So, sulat natin yung mga numbers. 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus up to 100. So, sulat natin yung huling tatlong number, 98, 99, and then 100. Tapos, i-pair natin yung mga numbers na yan, yung first term dun sa last term, yung second term dun sa 99th term. And then, as you can see, pag pinag-add natin yon, ang sagot ay 101. So, lahat ng pares na yan, ang sum nila is 101. Now, how many pairs are there from 1 to 100? So, para malaman yun, i-divide natin yung last term sa 2. So, that will become 100 divided by 2 equals 50. So, meron tayong 50 pairs from 1 to 100. And then, yung nakuha nating sum na 101, imumultiply natin sa 50. So, 101 times 50, that is 5,050. Nakamukha nung nakuha nating sagot kanina. So, it's up to you kung paano mo sasagutin yung problem na ganyan. So, make sure na consecutive yung mga numbers. Okay? So, kumbaga parang may pattern. So, hindi tayo basta-basta nagpe-pair ng mga number unless wala tayong pattern na nakukuha o nabubuo. So, for example, number 2, find the sum of 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to 49. So, applying the formula, S sub n is equal to n over 2 times the quantity a sub 1 plus a sub n. So, what is n here? N is the number of terms, which is 49, divided by 2. The first term is 1, and the last term is 49. Next, 49 over 2 times 1 plus 49, that is 50. Now, we can cancel out 2 and 50 kasi meron silang common factor na 2. So, 2 divided by 2, that is 1. And then 50 will become 25. So, i-rewrite natin dito. S sub 49 is equal to 49 times 25. And that is 1,225. So, the sum of 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to 49 is 1,225. Now, using the alternative method, so ang gagawin naman natin dito is, so again, lista muna natin yung mga numbers, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus up to 49. So, ang gagawin natin dito, since hindi naman even number yung last term natin, i-add natin yung first term tsaka yung last term. So, 1 plus 49, that is 50. So, after we add the first and last term, i-divide naman natin ngayon siya sa 2. And that is 25. So, the last step, yung 25 na nakuha natin, imumultiply natin dun sa number of terms. And that is 49. So, the answer is 1,225 also. So, for our next example, find the sum of 2 plus 4 plus 6 up to 98. So, dito naman, puro mga even numbers. So, we skip counting by 2 dito. So, ang una natin gagawin dito is to identify n. Okay. So, what is n? So, again, kukunin natin yung last term na 98 and then, yung 98 na yon, i-divide natin sa 2. And 98 divided by 2 is 49. So, n is 49. Now, S sub n is equal to n over 2 times the quantity a sub 1 plus a sub n. So, n is 49 over 2 times the first term, that is 2, plus the last term, 98. Next, 49 over 2 times 2 plus 98, that is 100. Now, we can cancel out 2 and 100 because they have the common factor 2. 2 will become 1, and then 100 will become 50. So, S sub 49 is equal to 49 times 50, and that is 2,450. Now, using the alternative method, so i-apply naman natin dito yung formula ng sum of even numbers. So, paano yun? So, ang formula ng sum of first and even numbers or even positive integers, so is n squared plus n. So, what is n? 49 squared plus n, 49. So, 49 squared, that is 2,401 plus 49 that is 2,450. So as you can see, using the formula n squared plus n, nakuha rin natin yung sum na 2,450. So it's up to you kung anong formula ang gagamitin mo. Again, mag-a-arrive ka rin naman sa same answer. For our next example, find the sum of 3 plus 7 plus 11 plus up to 55. So ang gagawin naman natin dito para malalaman natin kung ilan yung n, ang pinaka-technique lang dito is last term minus first term divided by 4. And then, yung nakuha natin quotient doon, mag-add lang tayo ng constant na 1. So, bakit natin dinivide sa 4? Yun po kasi yung common difference. So, 55 minus 3, that is 52 over 4 plus 1. 52 divided by 4, that is 13 plus 1. So, our n is 14. Now, we can now apply the formula. S sub n is equal to n over 2 times the quantity of a sub 1 plus a sub n. So, n is 14 over 2 times the quantity a sub 1, 3, plus a sub n is 55. Next, 14 divided by 2, that is 7, times 3 plus 55, that is 58. Next, S sub 14 is equal to 7 times 58, that is 406. So, gamit tayo ng alternative method. So, as mentioned a while ago, so yung ating n or the number of terms is 14. And then yung ating common difference is 4. So, makakabuo tayo dito ng arithmetic sequence. So, meron siyang pattern. So, ang gagawin lang natin, yung first term na 3, saka yung last term na 55, i-add natin. And that is 58. And then, imumultiply natin sa number of pairs. So, ilan yung bilang ng pares natin dito? That is 7. So, why 7? 14 kasi yung terms divided by 2. So, there are 7 pairs. 58 times 7, that is 406. So, 406 yung nakuha natin using the formula. So, 406 din naman ang nakuha natin using this method. So, for our last example, using the first formula, find the sum from 12 to 65. So, kailangan natin ditong makuha o malaman kung ilan yung number of terms. So, paano mangyayari yon? So, ang gagawin lang natin, 65 minus 12 is equal to 53. Okay. And then, dun sa nakuha nating difference, lagi tayong mag-a-add ng 1. So, ang number of terms from 12 to 65 is 54. N now is 54. So, applying the formula, S sub n is equal to n over 2 times the quantity of a sub 1 plus a sub n. So, n is 54 divided by 2 times the quantity a sub 1 is 12 plus 65. Now, 54 divided by 2, that is 27. Times 12 plus 65, that is 77. Now, let's multiply 27 times 77. Okay, 7 times 7, that is 9, 49. Carry 4, 2 times 7, 14 plus 4, 189. So, since 7 din yung isa, 189 lang din. So, add, bring down 9, 8 plus 9, 7, carry 1, 1 plus 1, 2 plus 8, 10, 0, then carry 1, 2,079. Now, the sum from 12 to 65, so S sub 54 is equal to 2,079. So, using the same problem, gagamit tayo ng alternative method. So, ang mangyayari dito, so, n is equal to 54. Okay. So, ang pagpapari-parisin natin yung mga numbers, i-divide natin yung 54 sa 2. So, ang number of pairs is 27. Now, yung imumultiply sa kanya, dun sa 27 is yung sum ng first term, tsaka last term. 12 plus 65, that is 77. So, 27 times 77, makukuha din naman natin yung sagot na 2,079. Now, using the other formula. So, ang formula naman na ito, given yung first n terms ng arithmetic sequence. So, hindi given dito yung last term. So, our formula is S sub n is equal to n over 2 times the quantity 2a sub 1 plus the quantity of n minus 1 times d, where S sub n is the sum of the terms of the sequence. So, wala namang di nagbago. And then n is the number of terms. A sub 1, again, the first term of the sequence. D is the common difference. Let's have example number 1. Determine the sum of the first 10 terms of the arithmetic sequence 1, 6, 11. So let's have the given. S sub n, yung hinahanap nating sum is yung 10. Okay. So, ito yung unknown. And then, n natin ngayon is 10. A sub 1, 1. And then, our common difference. So, isusubtract natin yung 1, yung first term, sa second term na 6. So, 6 minus 1, 5. Yung ating common difference. So, since meron na lahat tayo ng ating mga kailangan, pwede nating isubstitute sa formula n over 2 times the quantity of 2a sub 1 plus quantity n minus 1 times d. Okay. What is n? That is 10 over 2. Now, 2 times the first term, that is 1, plus n, that is 10 minus 1, and then the common difference, 5. 10 divided by 2, that is 5. And then, 2 times 1, 2, plus 10 minus 1, that is 9, times 5. Next, 5 times 2 plus the product of 9 and 5 is 45. Next, S sub 10 is equal to 5 times the sum of 2 and 45 is 47. So, kapag minultiply natin yung 5 sa 47, ang magiging sagot ay 235. So, the sum of the first 10 terms of the arithmetic sequence 1, 6, 11 is 235. So, kung gusto nyong i-check yung sagot nyo, pwede nyo namang ilista yung mga numbers. So, 1, 6, 11, and then yung hanggang 10 terms. So, I assure you ang sagot is 235. Example number 2. Solve for the first 30 terms of the arithmetic sequence whose first two terms are negative 3 and 2. Now, the given are, so yung S sub n natin, the unknown. So, hanapin natin yung first 30 terms. So, n will be 30. A sub 1 is negative 3. And then, our common difference, so, negative 3, isusubtract natin dun sa 2. So, 2 minus negative 3, magiging positive 5. Applying the formula, S sub n is equal to n over 2 times 2a sub 1 plus the quantity n minus 1 times d. Okay. Again, n is 30 divided by 2. And then 2 times the first term, negative 3 plus n is 30 minus 1. And then times the common difference, 5. 30 divided by 2, that is 15. And then the quantity, 2 times negative 3, that is negative 6. Plus 30 minus 1, that is 29, times 5. And then 15 times negative 6 plus the product of 29 and 5 is 145. Now, negative 6 plus 145, that is 139. Now, we will multiply 15 and 139. So, to get the sum of the first 30 terms. So, 15 times 139. So, dito natin i-check. 139 times 15. So, ayan na, pinapakita ko na sa inyo paano minumultiply. 9 times 5, 45, carry 4. 3 times 5, 15, plus 4, 9, and then carry 1. So, 1 times 5, 5, plus 1, 6. And then, 139 times 1 is 139. Bring down 5. 9 plus 9, 8. Carry 1. 1 plus 6, 7, plus 3, 10. Carry 1. So, 2085. So, that the sum of the first 30 terms of the arithmetic sequence whose first two terms are negative 3 and 2 is 2085. So for example number 3, find the sum of the first 15 terms of the arithmetic sequence 9, 4, negative 1, and so on. So let's identify the given. So S sub n is our unknown. A sub 1, the first term is 9, and then D, so we will subtract 9 from 4, that is negative 5. And then n natin is 15, since we're looking for the sum of the first 15 terms. Next, applying the formula, S sub n is equal to n over 2 times the quantity 2a sub 1 plus the quantity n minus 1 times d. So n is 15 divided by 2, tapos 2 times the first term, 9, plus n 15 minus 1 times the common difference, negative 5. Next, 15 divided by 2, that is 7.5. And then 2 times 9, that is 18, plus 15 minus 1, 14, times the common difference, negative 5. Next, 7.5 times the product of 14 and negative 5 is negative 70. So the difference between 18 and 70, that is negative 52. So the sum of the first 15 terms is the product of 7.5 and negative 52, which is negative 300. Next, example number 4. If the first three terms of an arithmetic sequence are negative 13, negative 4, and 5, respectively, find the sum of the first 45 terms. Okay, from this given terms, makikita natin na ang common difference natin ay positive kasi increasing na siya. So what will be our given? So S sub n is the unknown, and then A sub 1, the first term is negative 13. The common difference is negative 4 minus negative 13, that is positive 9. And then, yung n natin is 45, since hinahanap natin yung sum ng first 45 terms. Now, applying the formula, okay. So, dito sa formula ng sum ng arithmetic sequence, meron tayo ditong 2a sub 1. Hindi natin ginagamit dito yung a sub 1. So, what is n? 45 divided by 2. And then, 2 times a sub 1. So, 2 times negative 13 plus n is 45 minus 1 times the common difference, 9. Next, 45 divided by 2, that is 22.5. Okay, and then 2 times negative 13, that is negative 26, plus 45 minus 1, 44, times 9. Next, 22.5 times negative 26. So, 44 times 9, that is 396. So, what is the sum of negative 26 and 396? So, rewrite lang natin, S sub 45 is equal to 22.5 times the sum of negative 26 and 396, that is 370. Now, 22.5 times 370, so kung i-multiply natin yon, Ang sagot ay 8,325. So, pwede nyo gamitin yung calculator nyo to check. So, our final answer will be 8,325. So, kung gusto nyong i-check, hindi kayo naniniwala, pwede nyo naman din ilista yung mga terms up to the first 45 terms. Pero, ang sasabihin ko sa inyo, ganun pa rin naman ang sagot. 8,325. For our last problem, what is the sum of the first 77 multiples of 3? So, let's identify our given. So, S sub n. So, yan ang nawawala. So, kailangan natin kunin yung sum ng first 77 multiples ng 3. A sub 1. So, our A sub 1 will be 3. Okay, so since pinag-uusapan natin multiples of 3, of course, our first term is 3. So, pag multiples of 5 ang pinag-uusapan natin, the first term will be 5. Okay, and then our n will be 77. And then, our common difference, since multiples ng 3 ang ating given, so we skip counting by 3, so our common difference will be 3. So, applying the formula, S sub n is equal to n over 2 times the quantity of 2a sub 1 plus the quantity n minus 1 times d. So, our n, 77 over 2. And then 2 times the first term, 3 plus n minus 1, that is 77 minus 1 times the common difference, 3. Next. So, wag muna natin i-divide yung 77 by 2. So, pakita ko sa inyo yung kinakancel. Okay. 2 times 3, 6 plus 77 minus 1, that is 76 times 3. Next, 77 over 2 times 6 plus, so the product of 76 and 3, that is 228. And then, 77 over 2 times the sum of 6 and 228, that is 234. Now, we can cancel out 2 and 234 kasi may common factor sila na 2. So, 2 will become 1 and then 234 will become 117. Now, we will multiply 77 and 117. 77 times 117 is equal to 9,009. So, the sum of the first 77 multiples of 3 is 9,009. So, after we've discussed topics on arithmetic sequence, for quarter 1, week 3, we'll have geometric sequence. So, ito yung pangalawang type ng sequence natin. So, malalaman nyo kung anong pinagkaiba ng arithmetic sequence and geometric sequence sa aking mga susunod pang video. So, yun lang. Maraming salamat.